Internet brethren, we're back in your eyes and in your ears, and today we're going to be ripping into the Toyota JZX Rear Upper Camber Arms, aka RUCAs. If you've been keeping up with our little docu-series, we have been replacing every single arm one by one in the rear end of this JZX, and now we're hitting the finale to tie this little shindig together. So, by now you should be very well vetted in knowing how to install and adjust all of our arms in the rear to get even more vetted anything RUCA related, including what they're made of, what they do, and AFAQs, the assembly guide, or even this very video. You're going to need to head on over to the product page that we're floating on the screen right now. Now that that's out of the way, let's hop into the ripping out of that nasty last OEM arm, shall we? Alright, and the most important first step is to rub those hands together and lick those lips in anticipation and pure and sheer desperation to get that OEM gear out your car. The first actual step we need to do is to remove the drive shaft, as the main ball joint nut that secures the arm to the knuckle hides just above it and will make our lives much easier to just sling this thing out first. So let's remove the split pin in whichever fashion you deem fit. You do you, boo. After that's gone, remove the little cage behind it, get your favorite rattle gun, aka the Big Bertha, and zap that drive shaft nut off. Hop on underneath and remove the two bolts that hold the subframe brace, and the brace itself, obviously, and this will allow us to pivot the drive shaft down low enough to get it out. Head to the drive shaft and loosen and remove the bolts that secure the shaft to the diff flange, and then pop that shaft out and downwards. Now, you can whip that beast straight out of the hub. Once that is out, you can see the nut that's hiding there that I warned you about. Totally thanking the engineers for making that nice and easy. Go ahead and loosen that nut as well. Now, a wee bit of another pro tip here. You can leave that nut on the thread and get the same socket, put it over the top of the nut, give it a little tap, which will unseat the taper on the ball joint from the knuckle. Once you've given that a tap and unseated said ball joint, remove the nut as usual and pop the upper arm out. Now, let's head on over to the inner top side, and you want to loosen the nut on the bolt that secures the arm to the subframe on one side, winding that nut off and popping that bolt out. Now go ahead and do the exact same thing on the other side. Head outwards and you'll see a little baby nut holding on this sensor wire to the arm. Go ahead and loosen and remove that, removing the wire from said arm. Now, being as Toyota wanted to run the strut straight through the guts of the upper camber arm for some god-awful reason, we're going to have to remove the strut as well. Prop up the knuckle with a trans jack or your friend that's standing there doing absolutely nothing to stop it from yeeting to said ground. Go ahead and hold the bolt on one side of the strut and zap the other side and wiggle that thing on out. You can continue then to lower the assembly nice and safely, avoiding any violent yeeting, and you can remove the OEM arm from the situation. Now that that's off, we can get it on the bench and run it through the adjustment side of things. So we will kick this off with one of the probably coolest features of these arms, which is this little Allen key-headed bolt. Yeah, this little guy, that little guy right there. Little cutie. And if you have this bolt fitted to the adjuster, then that would be lining up the adjuster to the OEM position. Yep, that's right. No need to worry about measuring anything. If you want to leave these arms at the OEM length, we're your huckleberry. Now, if you wanted to adjust these arms, you'd obviously need to remove that small bolt and then loosen the surrounding bolts. Now, the adjustment range of these arms is negative 17.5 millimeters to plus 5 millimeters. So, if you wanted to get the minimum adjustment, then you simply need to pump the adjuster all the way inwards, obviously, like we're showing you on the screen here. Then if you wanted to go to the maximum adjustment, you just move the adjuster back out all the way to the outside. We don't have any fancy plans for the rear camber at this stage, so we'll just be utilizing the super handy OEM bolt function and setting it to OEM length. So we just need to install that little Allen keyhead bolt back through the adjuster and snug that little guy down. Now we can go ahead and tighten the surrounding locking bolts as well for now. We'll get them with the torque wrench here in a little bit. Don't get your panties in a wad. Now that the arm's all set, head back over to the whip and throw the arm up into its new home. Pop the bolt through the subframe and the inserts of the arm on one side, throwing the nut on as well, obviously. Then proceed to throw the bolt in the other side as well. Now go ahead and hold the bolt head and tighten the nuts down on both sides to the specs listed right here on the screen. The next step is going to be to wrestle that knuckle into position, lining up the strut in its position as well as the shank on the top side. Once you're close enough on both, go ahead and pump that transmission jack upwards to further line those holes up. Once lined up, push that bolt through the guts of the strut and then the nut onto the other side. Then hold the bolt head side and go ahead and tighten, then torque the nut to the specs shown right here on the screen. Being that the strut holds this whole goddamn situation up, you can now safely remove the transmission jack or your friend from the situation, giving you more room for those beautiful activities. Go ahead and throw the washer and nut on the bottom side of the shank whilst putting pressure on from above so the taper catches on the knuckle, which even just with your hands is fine. Then torque to the specs shown here. Sweet. Now go ahead and throw the drive shaft back up onto the hub on that side whilst swinging it back up into the diff flange side. Also, throw all of those drive shaft bolts in, obviously, and go ahead and tighten them one by one, preferably in a crisscross pattern, enough to make you jump, and then go over them twice in the same crisscross pattern whilst wearing your pants backwards, as just a single pass isn't enough. Throw that subframe brace back up and wind the bolts in on either side, then tighten and torque those suckers down to the specs listed on the screen. And in terms of underneath of this mean machine, you are finished. Slip on over to the hub and wind that drive shaft nut on to get the big old bertha back out and zap that thing down, then torque it to the specs on the screen below. Lastly, whip that cage over the top, slide that split pin through the guts of them for #safety, bend that sucker backwards like your favorite yoga pose, and the wheel side is also done. You're going to want to remove the top bearing bolt that we're showing on the screen right here. The reason for this is so freaking important that this bolt absolutely needs to have a high quality thread sealer used and smeared all over the threads. Please do not forget this very important part. Anywho, once said smearing session has happened on said bolt, throw that back into the bearing and tighten and torque that little guy down to the specs shown on the screen. Then give that little Allen head super fancy OEM adjuster bolt a little snug down, making sure it's nice and tight. And then finally, as promised, you can now torque those adjustment bolts down to the specs listed, you guessed it, on the bottom of the screen. And lastly, something that you totally do not want to forget and have dangling around causing problems is the sensor wire that we removed earlier. Go ahead and fit that up to the arm and tighten that, then torque to the specs shown here as well. And guys, I promised myself I wouldn't get choked up on this, but that's it. You finished your JZX rear end apprenticeship. You've watched all the videos, you've changed out all the arms, and now you're done. I shed a single tear, maybe 4. You fitted up the last piece of the rear end puzzle, and now every single arm in that rear end has a spherical bearing and is adjustable so you can dial in your whip exactly how you want it. How sick is that? And speaking of long journeys, these guys know something about that. They throw these videos together and help entertain and educate at the same goddamn time, hopefully. Now, if you don't know what you're doing, please reach out to us. We're super active online and are more than happy to help out. If not, you're welcome to take it to a professional who will charge you lots of money to do the same thing. Shocking. This has been Officer Dan, Johnny Caps, and DK with another one added to the bank. We'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.